I am a wife, a mother, and a cancer survivor. So I'm going to share with you guys how I found out I had cervical cancer at 35 weeks pregnant. I was exactly 35 weeks when I started getting some spotting. Previously to that, I was very high risk because I had stage 2 diabetes, and I also had very low blood pressure, like very bad low blood pressure. In that process, I decided to go see a doctor, like any kind of doctor, because I had transitioned because of the iris in the pregnancy. I had a referral. So when I did that referral, now I decided to go to the emergency. When I get to the emergency, I was having like some cramp while getting there, and the doctor decided to see me. We talked about a lot of things, and then he said he would have to check my cervix. And I was like, okay. I give him the green light, go ahead, because he was a my doctor was a male, and there was a nurse that assisted him through the process. So when he examined me, he said I have to do a pap smear. In that moment, he was speaking to the nurse that was there, and the expression on his face, I know something was wrong. I am that kind of person, I like to read people body language. And I heard him say to the nurse, this is serious. He came back and he said, okay, we complete the pap smear. In the process of the pap smear, he said no, he would have to refer me to a specialist. And I was like, what is wrong? So in the process of that, he said he could see a mass. It looked more like I have cancer. And my mind, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotion in that process, I couldn't process it. And then he said, okay, I would have to do a under the microscope pap smear. And I leave his office. He gave me an appointment to come back to get this pap smear done. When I get back there, like a couple weeks after, to get the under the microscope pap smear, it was confirmed by him that I have cervical cancer. Then we talked for a couple minutes, and he said I would have to give you a referral to see a specialist in a different place. So he recommend a specialist. Couple weeks come, because everything have to go by appointment. And then I get to this hospital, and there were so many doctors there welcoming me. In the process of welcoming me, they talk about different things. I had like 4 specialists. I had oncologists, gynecologists, oncologists by themselves. So I had a team that I eventually fall into family stage with them, because they care for me. They show me all these other care. In the process of that, I had to do a induced labor. That is in the year of 2022, June. I did the pap smear. In July, I had to do an induced labor, like a couple weeks behind that. So Jada was born at 39 weeks complete. And after I did that, I still had to go back and forth after the labor. Then I was back with the doctor. We talk, and the doctor recommend that I do a hysterectomy, a partial hysterectomy. At first they said a complete hysterectomy, but then after, as things progressed, because when you're pregnant, your cervix is open, so they could see all what they were looking for there to see. And later on, prior to that, we had a conversation. I had numerous pap smear, I had numerous scan, numerous tests, you name it, I had it. And while I was into the surgery, I scheduled the day that I wanted to have the surgery, which was November 30th of 2022. In reference to that, I went into coma in the surgery. When I came out from coma 2 months after that, I started my chemo and radiation, which we talk the process of what's gonna happen next, because the cancer was already spreading, but because I had the mass, it was sitting on the mass, and the mass was like 3 times the size bigger than what it's supposed to be. I did had a vaginal birth, but I was not recommended for a cesarean. And when I said the surgery, we talk about it, I didn't had anyone to talk to me about chemo, what chemo is like, until I get into that process myself. But to be honest, it's a hard journey with chemo. 37 sessions of treatment, 5 days a week with chemo and radiation. So I'm going to give you guys a part 2 of this because the video is already 5 seconds.